All right, everybody, good afternoon. Hope you had a good day. It is time for another edition of Snap Count Monday, and buckle up for this one because I've got some things to say about the snap count spread this week. Last night against Pittsburgh, there were some clear mistakes made, I think, and given the situation this team is currently in, and given where they are headed over the next couple of years, there are just some things going on right now that don't make a lot of sense to me, and I'd like somebody to be able to make sense of them. So, with that in mind, let's start with the running backs. How did the snaps divvy up? First, 65 total snaps on offense last night. 65. So, not a bad number. We're definitely doing a slightly better job of staying on the field for extended periods of time, particularly in that second half. First half, obviously, was the old stuff, but 65 snaps is not bad. We needed overtime to get it, but still. Okay, Chris Carson did not play, no snaps. Rashad Penny did not play, no snaps. Alex Collins got the lion's share. He had 39 snaps. He would have played a few more if he didn't get injured and miss overtime. Probably would have gotten up close to 43, 44. So, obviously, he's the big guy right now. DJ Dallas got 22, so he got quite a few as well. Um, he played marginally, kind of, sort of, passably, I guess. But between the blown chip block on TJ Watt and the fumble, there were clear mistakes made on his part. And I gotta say that this next guy may have earned some more playing time than he got because Travis Homer, who played all of 5 snaps, was productive. He had a very nice screen, our most successful screen of the game, and he had, I think, another good carry as well. So I don't know. In this crap hole of a season, Travis Homer, that additional bulk he added to his frame, seems to have helped him and seems to have changed him as a player. So I think we need to get Travis Homer some extra reps here, not just as a outlet on give up plays and not just as a blocker. We might need to get the ball in his hands every now and then because I feel like there's something slowly developing there. Don't know why he only got 5 snaps last night. And Josh Johnson did not get any snaps. He didn't play. He wasn't active. Although this week, don't be shocked if he gets his first ever NFL experience. All right. Wide receiver, not terribly unexpected. Metcalf played 49 snaps, which isn't a ton given we played 65 total, but he did get cramps, and that caused him to miss some snaps. So I think that pretty cleanly explains that. Tyler Lockett played 58, so he was out there for a pretty large majority of the plays. Oh, wow, how did that get down there? Whoa, 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 whoa. Get back up where you belong. Kyler Key, welcome to the channel. I don't know why my alert box was partying down there. But welcome to the channel, Kyler Key. All right, so Freddie Swain actually played more snaps than DK Metcalf. He played 51 to Metcalf's 49. So a lot of Freddie Swain, not a lot of production, but with Geno out there, it's really hard to individually evaluate some of that. Penny Hart played 11 snaps and did actually make a play out there. Philip Dorsett had 1 catch for 3 yards, I think, on 7 snaps, so he got out there just a little bit. Seems reasonable, all things considered. Not much to complain about here. Now we go over to our tight ends, and kind of interesting, Everett was back, but he actually took a little bit of a reduced role. He only played not even half the snaps. He played 31 snaps. Will Dissly was actually out there more, 47 snaps. He played a majority of the game. He was, he didn't have a huge game, but he did catch a touchdown pass and seemed like he played pretty good. So maybe the struggles of the offensive line motivated us to want to play our blocking tight end more. I mean, it didn't really work great, but it did. We did run the ball well in the second half, so maybe Dissly was assisting there. Colby Parkinson only got 4 snaps, so he was basically an afterthought, which is disappointing to me because I think Geno has a good rapport with Colby. So I kind of would like to see him out there just a little bit more while Geno's in, but it's not that big of a deal. But kind of interesting here. We know Gino likes tight ends, but Everett only plays less than half the game. I don't know if he's still kind of recovering from COVID, but he did make one big play last night, and I think you could have stood to get him the ball a little bit more to see what he could have done. I don't know. It's really hard to evaluate anything in terms of an offensive game plan right now with your backup QB out there, but a little surprised that Everett didn't see more snaps and that Disley saw so many. But it's not anything that I'm really critical of, unlike some of the things on the defense, which I will be highly critical of. Okay, let's go over to our defensive snaps and take a look and see what we can see. So, first of all, we played 75 snaps on defense, which isn't very good, but it's not as bad as it sounds because we did play overtime. And in overtime, we played not a ton of snaps on defense, but enough to kind of push it to the danger zone. So, obviously, the fact that we don't force turnovers, the fact that we don't get sacks, we don't get those big negative plays, that hurts, and it's a big reason why we keep having to defend against so many different plays, but it's not as bad as it sounds. So, defensive ends, Carlos Dunlap played 39 snaps. I don't think he recorded any stats, so this is officially becoming a sunk cost situation where you have a player who was good last year and has been good his whole career. Either you have no idea how to utilize him, or he's just completely washed up. I tend to believe that we just don't understand how to use him, but this is officially becoming completely unacceptable for a defensive end that you paid, what, a 8-figure salary, or, well, not technically this year because it's spread out, but you're paying, you brought him back on a $30 million contract. For him to not even record a stat in 39 snaps, something's got to give. Something's got to give. And I don't think you're making anything better by playing Alton Robinson one freaking snap. And it's not because he was hurt, because he played 12 snaps on special teams. So he was out there. You just chose to not put him in the game. And for what? You play Alton Robinson one snap so you can play Benson Mayowa 40. You can play Rasheem Green 50. Rasheem Green, who has been here for 3 years, 3.5 years now, basically, and we know what he is pretty damn well. This is the thing that I don't understand. Alton Robinson, maybe he's not that good. Maybe I overrated him. Maybe he's not part of the future like I was hoping. But this is not how you find out. I will grant you that he did play a lot against the Vikings and 49ers, and I didn't see a whole lot from him, and if you want to criticize him for that, that's fine, but are we really going to abandon ship on a dude who played well last year and played well in the first 2 games because of 2 games? He's played 7 snaps on defense combined in the last 2 weeks. This season at this point should be about finding out about some of these young guys, and even if it wasn't, Alton Robinson has shown signs that he can be a good pass rusher. Get him on the field. Stop making him drop back in coverage every time he's out there too, by the way. So, of all the things that I saw this week that I didn't like, Alton Robinson getting 1 snap so that Jags like Mayowa and Rasheem Green can get 40 and 50, not okay. Not okay on any level. If we're trying to win, if we're trying to see what we have for the future, either way, no. And Kerry Hyder played 26, which is lower than I would have expected. I don't know if he got banged up out there. I don't know if he had cramps, but this seems suspiciously low to me. All right, defensive tackles now. Pretty much what you would expect at this point. Poona Ford played 42. I think he could stand to play a little bit more. He played decently last night. He didn't play too badly. Al Woods played 48. We're kind of pushing it with him. He's too old to be playing this many snaps every game, but at this point, like, what does it really matter at this point? Like, the thing is, the reason why I'm making these videos is because I thought we were going to have to preserve our pass rushers and linemen for the playoffs, but we don't really have to worry about that right now. Like, at this point, just play everybody every snap. Just play your best players for every snap because there ain't going to be no playoffs. So, at this point, who even really gives a damn? Al Wood's probably going to retire at the end of the year. Let him play as much as he wants to. Collier, inactive. Brian Monet played 24 snaps. It seems like he's not all the way back from that injury. I know he had a bad penalty last night. To me, Monet, it does seem like he was doing something for this defense in week one that we just haven't had since. And I do not want to blame our defensive struggles on a number four defensive tackle, but it does seem like we're missing something without him out there. Robert Kimdichi had 16 snaps and he batted down a pass, so I guess he did good, but the snap spread is not too far away from what you would have expected. Okay, now we're going to linebacker. Some interesting stuff here. Bobby Wagner played every snap, 75. That's not interesting because he always does. Jordan Brooks played 63, so he was out there on a pretty large majority of the snaps. Seems, I guess, okay. I'm not a Jordan Brooks fan right now. I don't know how well he played last night. It didn't stand out to me, but you got to find out, and this is how you find out. You put him out there and see what he can do. Darrell Taylor did see an increase in playing time. He played 35 snaps last night. Obviously, it would have probably been over 40 if he didn't get that terrifying injury at the end. So he did see more work, as Carroll indicated that he would. So I think that Taylor, even though he didn't have a sack last night, did make a significant impact, and you should see him more going forward. So if he can come back from that injury this year, which at this point, I don't know. Who the hell knows? I'm not going to worry about that part of it right now. I'm going to worry about him making sure that he's okay before I start worrying about when he gets back, because this season's whatever anyway. But Darrell Taylor does look like he's earned more snaps, and he's doing pretty well with them. Cody Barton had 2 snaps, so he actually did play a little bit on defense last night. I don't know when. I'm guessing it was late after Taylor got hurt, but not sure. And that's it for the linebackers. And yeah, all we can say positive here is that at least Carroll kept his promise about Taylor. All right, finally, we're going to look at cornerback. Some interesting stuff here. So DJ Reed played every snap, which is expected. He's played, he missed 2 snaps. I don't know if he cramped up. I don't know if there was a goal line set where there was no receiver out there, so we didn't even have DJ Reed. I don't know. I'd have to take a look at it, but he did not play. Trey Flowers is off the team, so of course he didn't play. Sidney Jones got 33 snaps, less than half, and then he got hurt, and then he made way for one Mr. Trey Brown, who played 40 snaps, so more than half. And Trey Brown played a pretty good game, I think. A lot of people are really excited about him right now, and he gave you reason to get excited. I'm not going to guarantee anything. There have been plenty of other cornerbacks pass through Seattle lately who made me excited for a little bit, and then it faded. But hey, he made some plays. He did some positive things out there, and he may be getting all of the outside cornerback snaps for the rest of the season. It's possible. He may very well have earned himself a starting spot that he will not relinquish. Another interesting thing here is Marquise Blair actually got more snaps than Ugo Amadi this time around. Now, I don't think Blair played a very good game. Neither did Amadi, honestly. But, again, the fact that every player on this defense seems to have forgotten how to play football other than Darrell Taylor and a couple of guys on the defensive line, it makes you wonder if there's something deeper going on here than just the players suck. So Blair got more snaps than Amadi, which I like because Blair has more potential and we need to find out about him sooner rather than later. And I think this is a pretty reasonable spread. A lot of nickel. Ryan Neal got on the field for 14 snaps, which is, I'd like to see more because he's a playmaker and he seemed like he did pretty well. But that's something that's probably going to take a little while to work in. So 14 snaps, hopefully we can get that up above 20 going forward. He's just a guy who you need to put out there because he's a playmaker. And I know he's not as good as some other players you have, and I know it's a little awkward getting him on the field all the time, but you got to find a way. And Nigel Warrior, John Reed did not play, and that will do it for this edition of Snap Count Monday. So there's a lot of stuff here that makes me scratch my head. Have we just given up on Alton Robinson? What's going on with the nickel corner situation? Although I like where that one's trending. Why didn't Travis Homer get more work after he played some really quality snaps for us against the Steelers? Just some little things like that. But to me, the big thing is the Alton Robinson situation. I don't like where this is going. If Alton Robinson isn't any good, then let's find out now, not find out later when we've already invested more time and effort into developing him. All right, see you guys later in stream. There's going to be another hour-long stream tonight to talk about last night's game because I know we went short last night, so keep an eye out, and I will see you guys later. Go Hawks.